Weaving in ends as you knit can save a lot of time in the finishing process, so we're going to show you how Tabetha does it in her English knitting style. In the beginning, when changing yarns, she starts by working the new color held double, which is called knitting in the end. You can use that technique anytime you join a new yarn. Here, though, she is also utilizing her version of the weaving in technique to handle the tail end of the old yarn and dealing with both ends at the same time. To start, insert your needle as though you were about to knit, but pause and join the new yarn, looping it over the back needle. Hold the two strands in between your thumb and forefinger. Once you've got that in place, take the old yarn and wrap it around your middle finger 2 or 3 times. Finish working the first stitch as normal. Now you're ready to start knitting and weaving in ends. Insert your needle as if to work the first stitch and then twist the new yarn with the strands held double to the back of the old yarn to complete the stitch. This lets the new yarn wrap around the old yarn. On the next stitch, work as normal with the yarn held double, keeping the old yarn held down and back so that the new yarn can cross over to the top of the strand. Next stitch, twist your fingers so that the new yarn comes behind the old yarn and knit as normal. Next stitch, keep the new yarn on top and knit the next stitch as normal. You're going to keep repeating these two movements until you reach the tail of the new yarn. Drop the tail and continue with one strand of the new yarn. You'll then want to repeat those same two movements from before for about 3 or 4 more stitches, just to help ensure a solid weave. Then drop the old yarn and just continue knitting with the new yarn as you normally do to the end of the row. You'll notice at the beginning of that row that's just been worked that the stitches held double have 2 strands. On the next row, you'll knit those double strands together as if they are one stitch. Here's the tail of the new yarn and the first of the held double strands. Just knit those 2 strands together as if one. Give the tail a little tug to keep it to the back. Continue knitting all the way to the end of the row. From the front, things look good. You can see the double-stranded stitches, but only barely, and they'll be more invisible as you continue to knit. And you can't see the woven in ends at the back. The stitches aren't warped or misshapen. You'll want to trim your ends at about 1 centimeter from the back of the work, just to give a little room for stretch and to let the ends settle into the stitches. And that's how Tabetha weaves in her ends as she knits. Hit the like button if you found this video useful or helpful, and subscribe for more knitting tips and techniques. You can find more color and craft here and also on SweetGeorgiaYarns.com.